Hello everybody, I'm John, this is JP Strategic Investments, and today I want to talk about Crowdstrike stock, which is down almost 20% in the last month. Now I'm going to talk about why it's actually down, where I think it will go in the future, and what moves that I'm making now and may make depending on where the stock goes in the future. So let's jump right into this. So first of all, what is the main reason the stock is dropping? Well, the main reason that Crowdstrike stock is dropping is because a few analysts have come out and said that they think that Crowdstrike's growth will slow due to rising competition. One of the main investment banks that came out and said this was Morgan Stanley, and their announcement alone and their analyst projections caused the stock to drop over 10%. So what we need to ask ourselves is, okay, is that actually happening? Which it seems that there is rising competition. And if so, how will it affect Crowdstrike's growth going into the future? Because that is going to affect how much we think that Crowdstrike stock will grow in the future. So in order to do this, we need to take a look at their revenue growth and their earnings growth. So if we look at this chart here, their revenue growth has been growing dramatically. We can see that they've almost doubled their revenue growth every year for the last 4 years. And even better than this, Crowdstrike is already at a point where their annual recurring revenue is at about $1.34 billion. And on top of that, they expect that by the end of their fiscal year, which is only a few months away, they expect to be at a point where they're at around $1.6 billion in annual recurring revenue. So looking at those numbers, it doesn't seem like at the moment that this slow in growth has actually manifested itself in the revenue growth, in the customer additions, or anything like that. So for one, we do have to question a little bit as far as what these analysts are actually seeing and when they expect this to happen. The nice thing is we're going to see some earnings from Crowdstrike reported in about a week or so. So we'll be able to see if we see any of that growth start to slow in that earnings report. If it doesn't slow, and especially if they give consistent guidance with what they've given so far, or even better guidance than that, then that gives even less weight to these analyst comments because it shows that they really aren't seeing any of that slow in growth that the analysts are expecting. Now, that being said, it's not surprising to see more competition in the cybersecurity space, especially with the environment that we've seen over the last year or so with cyber attacks and things like that. But as we've seen from Crowdstrike's growth rate, their growth could actually slow significantly and they could continue to grow at a pretty good clip. That means that even if there is some competition, even if that does cut into some of their growth, we could still see dramatic growth from Crowdstrike. And one last point that I do want to mention here is that Crowdstrike's net income at the moment is greatly decreased by stock-based compensation. That likely won't continue to happen into the future, at least at the volume that it is right now. That means that we could see some significant growth in their net income simply as a result of decreasing stock-based compensation, which is almost an artificial boost to their net income. And as we all know, most stocks trade at a multiple of their earnings. Well, if the earnings dramatically increase, then the stock tends to do the same. So based on all of this, what am I doing? Well, I actually just bought more Crowdstrike stock today, and I bought some call options as well. For me, this is a long-term hold, and because of the growth that we're currently seeing with the stock, and as far as I can see the growth that is expected in the future, I think this is a great long-term hold for the next 3 to 5 years, especially as far as what we've seen with cyber attacks recently and trends within cybersecurity in the last couple of years. So that's my opinion on why Crowdstrike stock is down and where I think it will go in the future. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, and other than that, I will see you guys next time and have a great day.